to the front. Big E is definitely in the building.
What's the deal, y'all?
My man Tay is definitely in the building. Big H is definitely in the building. And I'm Soup, and welcome to Superstars of Sports. But before we get started, y'all know what we got to do.
What we need?
We need three things from y'all.
Okay, I think it's 3.
First, we need a like.
Like.
We need a comment.
Comment.
And we need y'all to subscribe.
Subscribe.
Show love, baby.
Hey, man, share our page if you liking what we're doing. Make sure everyone that you know knows what you're listening to. Shout out to the guys over there at War Room Sports. Once again, you now can listen to us every week on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Play, wherever you listen to your podcast, we there. Superstars of Sports underneath the War Room Sports banner. Run them likes up, y'all.
All right, with that being said, let's start the show. Me personally,
We gonna go with the picks?
yeah, we can go with the
We go with the picks? Tay, what you got? What you got?
Alright, on today, for Saturday and Sunday, we start with NBA. Knicks home by whatever versus the Rockets.
By whatever.
Rockets are on pace to have the worst lead in NBA history. Worst record NBA history.
What's their record? What's their record?
I think like 1 in 13.
Yeah, 1 in 13.
They right now they're at the worst pace in the process.
They play hard, but you know
They got no talent.
Yeah, at the end. I love Bucks home by whatever versus the Magic. Drew Holiday is back. Lopez is back. Middleton just got off of COVID, so he's back. So their full team is there. I love them by whatever.
You looked good last night too.
Yep, they did. Giannis dropped 45. Yes, versus AD last night.
On the LeBron Lakers, but
I
that's
don't-
another discussion.
yeah,
But yeah, he dropped him. Shout out.
I like the Celtics home money line versus the Thunder. They have been playing poor this year. So the spreads have been up and down with them. They give up a lot of backdoors. They will also lose when they're up 20. I've seen it versus the Wizards. So I just like the money line. I know it's the Thunder, and you're like, well, they're not good, but just to play it safe. Next one I like is Bulls versus Knicks under.
What's that? What's the under?
I'm not sure yet.
Okay.
But under whatever. It's probably going to be in the 205.
212.
Something like that.
yeah.
Both teams play defense. Great defense. No matter wherever you're going, New York or Chicago, they both play defense. I love the under. And then my last one, I like the Grizzlies and Timberwolves over.
Mm-hmm.
Both play no defense.
It's probably like 230.
Yeah, probably
300.
Probably. No defense, but a whole bunch of scorers.
Yeah.
John Morant, I think he's on pace. He's putting up MVP numbers, in my opinion. He's been improving the 3-ball. Then you got Anthony Edwards, you got Anthony Towns, you got D'Angelo Russell, which is just scoring machines. You know, they play no defense though. So I like the over. Moving on to college football, I did go 5-1 this last week in college football.
Anybody who got anything off of that, feel free to cash app us. Let us know.
First, I'm going to go with Bama home -20 versus Arkansas. I think if Georgia can blow them out, Bama can do the same. -20.
Sure.
Easy. I like SMU versus Cincinnati over 65.
Yeah.
SMU has a great quarterback, college quarterback though, that just puts up stats. That he already has 35 passing touchdowns.
I like SMU. I'm always a fan of that. I like it.
But again, Cincinnati, they start off strong with their defense in the early years, but as years been going on, they just been giving up lots of points and they can score the ball. So I like the over 65.
They too got a hot quarterback.
Yeah,
but
yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. They definitely do. I like Michigan away -15 versus Maryland. Maryland has been going on a slump. They Tua's brother has been struggling moving the ball. They've been getting blown out lately.
It's in the bloodline.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
hey.
They all suck.
So yeah, I like them -15. They are away. Michigan is you know. They came off of their bounce back loss against Michigan State, so I like them on the road. I like Oklahoma State away, -10 versus Texas Tech. Last week they blew, I forgot what they played, but they blew out a team by like 38 on the road, I think. Or TCU.
Yeah.
That's what they blew out.
Yeah.
I actually think they were home, my fault. -10. I think, you know, they're a powerhouse too. They're jumping the rankings every week. Last 4 games, I think they have won by 30 plus. So the defense is playing great. So I like -10. Then my last one, I'm going with Pittsburgh versus Virginia over 66.
Back on
Who this bull up?
Back on field. Back on
He
field.
my man, consistent though.
So you said that's your cousin? That's the quarterback?
They both. Pittsburgh has.
They both have NFL quarterbacks.
Right, they do.
They both have
Hey,
NFL
listen,
quarterbacks.
Pittsburgh better send him some gear.
How about
Check,
that,
man.
Right. Lately, Pittsburgh was great. Not allowing teams to score.
Yeah.
It was 16 or 15. Now it's jumped to 23.
Okay,
Last
slacking a
3.
little bit.
So they'll give you 40.
Oh, they gonna score.
Right. Virginia is averaging 30 points. So, and they're allowing 33. So I think it would be a shootout.
I just want you to know that I'm still butthurt about the Miami loss.
I mean,
We can move forward, but I gotta remind you every
I
week.
mean, they ran a lot of trick plays against them, but I mean, yeah, I'm with you. I'm with you.
That hurt my soul. Go ahead, man.
All right, moving on to NFL.
Here we go.
A-Rod is back. I know he played last week, right?
Yeah.
COVID. It's a rivalry game versus Minnesota away, but I think Green Bay is a better team overall. It's -1.5. I think that's.
It's a pick 'em.
Yeah, I don't think A-Rod's losing. You know what I'm saying? He has something to prove from his incident.
I like the way Cousins plays when he's home for some reason. He's the most the most confusing quarterback in the world.
Yeah.
But when he's home, he's a little bit more comfortable for some reason.
When we get past
Just watch out for an upset. That's
when
what
we
I'm
get
saying.
past the picks, I can tell you what's wrong with Cousins as a
So
quarterback.
he's actually 18-2.
Right.
But it's just it's weird on how he's playing, like the Dallas game.
Yeah.
Like, you know, but versus A-Rod, they did lose Aaron Jones, but they got AJ.
My man, Corey Dillon's son. I love that.
So
I used to love Corey
they're
Dillon.
not losing that much because he's a hard runner.
Is that really Corey Dillon's son?
Yes, it is.
I never knew that.
Yep.
You just taught me something.
Yep.
I mean, I watched him at Boston College. I just didn't know that was Corey
Something
Dillon's
you
son.
didn't know?
Absolutely. Hey, I'm man enough to admit when I don't know something.
Go ahead, Tay.
Moving on, I like the 49ers -6 versus Jags. They are away. Debo Samuel has been balling on the road to break one of Jerry Rice's records.
Debo's a monster. Why the Eagles ain't got him? But go ahead, continue.
There's a lot of players who can name.
I had to get my man in the chair a little spicy real quick. That's all.
Because that's your own manager?
The whole organization.
Go ahead.
Ayuk, the other receiver, is getting back to his touches. He's been on a slump with their passing game. You know, they have running backs. They love running the ball. Kittle's back. He's been balling the last 2 weeks. I think he scored a touchdown in the last 2 games.
Yeah.
So, and you know, Jaguars, you know, I mean, -6, I think it's a little disrespect, but I understand because they're on the road.
East to West trip?
Yeah, so.
Yeah.
But I still like a -6.
I get you.
Next one, I like the Cowboys versus Chiefs over 56.
Big game.
So, Kansas City is home.
Mm-hmm.
Dak Prescott's on the road, obviously, but they're both offense. You know, Mahomes just came off of throwing for 400, 4 touchdowns, I believe. So, and Dallas just dropped, I think, 40 also. So, I think it'll be another shootout. And for some reason, all their matchups have been shootouts.
Yeah.
So, I like the over. I like Tennessee home, -10 versus the Texans. Tennessee is one of the hottest offenses right now, even with Derrick Henry is gone.
Yeah, yep.
A.J. Brown is getting into his groove. Defense is playing well. Them young corners out there. I like the -10 versus Texas. You can tease it down to 9.5. Just play it safe, you know, touchdown and field goal. But I think it's an easy -10. And then last one, I like the Ravens money line versus the Bears.
You sure about the Ravens?
It's the Bears.
It's been slow.
It was the Dolphins last week, but I understand.
They're on a bounce back game, so I'm just taking the money line, just to be safe.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I think it is -4.5.
Yeah, well.
But I'm just, you know what I'm saying, they're coming off a bounce loss, tough loss. So, you know, I like the money line versus Bears. That's it for weekend picks.
Again, check his picks out if you like them. If you win, successful, DM us, cash at me, let me know. Support.
Definitely let us know if you hitting big on them picks, y'all.
For sure.
Yo, we just got some good news, y'all.
What is it?
MVP.
Bryce?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, shout out to Bryce. Shout out to Bryce, baby.
Philly in the building.
Phillies, let's go.
It must definitely got to be someone that number 3, right? AI MVP,
Hey.
Bryce Harper MVP, got to be that number 3.
We gonna stop comparing Bryce to AI though.
I'm just saying, it's something with the number.
Yeah.
Hey,
You know what I'm saying?
Bryce is the white AI.
When the rest
He's
of
a
the
rock
league,
star.
No, when the rest of the league start wearing whatever hairstyle Bryce got.
Right.
Gotcha.
Right.
All right. On that note,
You know, we're doing
Wearing
that
the
way.
fanatic do-rag.
But
So
no,
how
big
you-
shout out to Bryce Harper and the Phillies.
Shout out Bryce.
Yeah.
big shout out,
Big
man.
shout out, Bryce.
Good job, man. Do it again next year.
In the playoffs.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go.
In the
Straight
playoffs.
straight like
In the
that.
playoffs next year.
Let's
Hopefully
go.
that can bring people that want to play with us.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
Bring some free agents.
Hopefully.
Nobody wants to come to Philly.
Right.
It's always cloudy here.
I don't know if Soup Cousin keep playing the way you do. Maybe everyone want to come to the Eagles.
Oh yeah, big shout out to Jalen Hurts.
Jalen looking like a real
Shout out
quarterback
to
in
This
the
Jalen.
week
first half.
he played like an NFL quarterback this week.
Okay, in the first half because he only threw 3 passes in the second half.
You
It
know,
was
we had to change the scheme to control the ball.
Uh-huh.
You know.
You know who they probably wish they had Jalen Hurts on the team last week? The Tampa Bay Buccaneers, boy.
Oh,
They go down there and get upset by the Redskins. What they hit them with, like a 17-play drive?
Man,
Damn, a whole fourth quarter had to rock.
Like a 12. More
But
like
what's really
10
going
minutes.
on? But on a serious note though, like what's really going on with y'all defense right now though?
We need a secondary guy to get together. But at the end of the day, we will be in the playoffs and all this Rams talk and everything else. We're gonna handle that. So I'm not concerned. I'm not concerned at all.
All right. Moving on, more NFL
You
news.
stay healthy.
Yeah, definitely.
At the end of the day,
Definitely.
when you got Tom Brady, I don't worry about nothing else. I got the greatest white man named Tom ever invented.
Yeah.
How many vaccination cards you got though? 'Cause
Yeah,
you know
that's how I'm
your
about to
boy-
say. More
you
NFL
know-
news.
You know your boy Antonio
Yeah.
Brown just got busted with the fake vaccination cards today, and his own girl got him called up.
Listen, man. Shout out to the streets, man, because you know, fake cards. It is what it is. But with the NFL, he shouldn't have did that.
No, with
Shit,
that being
yeah.
said, I want to dial it back to
Yeah.
what you said 2 weeks ago.
Okay.
When we were discussing the whole vaccination, how
Right.
Tom Brady had the locker room under control.
Yeah,
Do you consider what he did a big middle finger?
I think so.
To Tom Brady.
Because it goes back to Antonio Brown being Pittsburgh Antonio Brown, right? They in the locker room after the playoffs. He's all on YouTube making sure he get his money, while the rest of the team is doing team stuff, right? I mean, Tom Brady stood out for this ball, told the coach to bring him to Tampa Bay. He's supposedly rehabilitating his image, and now halfway through the next season, you probably
Hold up, time out. I'm not gonna sit here and allow you to sit here. Listen.
Why not? Is this not AB?
Let me make my point.
Yeah.
Him having a fake vaccination card and comparing it to all the other antics he did is not the same.
Why is it
No,
not?
because listen, he hasn't been a disruption in the locker room or towards the team at all. The ultimate goal is still being achieved. They're winning. If they lose a game, they lose a game. He hasn't been disruptive like he was with the Raiders or he was with Pittsburgh. At the end of the day, is he wrong? But I can't sit here and allow you to assassinate my man character because he's not.
How's he not disrupting the locker
It's
room?
not disruptive.
If he's not following the rules that the NFL put in
No.
set,
Okay.
because he shouldn't have been in any court. He shouldn't have been in any wide receiver meetings. He shouldn't have been in any meetings in the practice facility because that's what the NFL protocols say. If you don't want to get vaccinated, that's fine. You better have your mask on everywhere you go. You got to do Zoom meetings. You can't come into the weight room everybody else because you are technically putting everybody else at risk.
The report clearly said what that the chef said months ago that Antonio Brown showed her or him a fake vaccination card. It did not say that currently, or it did not say that Antonio Brown submitted such said alleged fake vaccination card to the NFL. So everything we talking about right now, everything you're saying is hypothetical. And again, you got to point to the T if he did submit it and he did show it to the team and he was lying. But at the end of the day, that is not a disruption like Antonio Brown's disruptions were with Pittsburgh and with the Raiders. The shit he did with the Raiders and Pittsburgh and New England was epic, bro. It was epic.
Harry, look, we got a club, right? He comes in with a fake ID.
Right.
We lose our liquor license.
No, it's not the same.
Antonio Brown,
No, it's not the same. The team was not the same. No,
it's the same. We lose our liquor license.
No,
he put the team at risk. That was just a long
That man was walking COVID every day.
We're not going to agree on that.
Why even get the fake card?
Walking COVID.
Why even get the fake card?
I knew you were going to start sweating when I told when I gave you the analogy. I knew you were going to start sweating. I knew you were going to start sweating when I gave you the analogy.
There's no need to get the NFL Players Association.
There's no way
that you can't play
again.
If you don't get
Did they say he submitted that card to the NFL? All they said was that they found that he showed a fake vaccination card. They did not say that Antonio Brown submitted to the NFL and his team and lied and said he's vaccinated.
Do you think in your heart of hearts that he's vaccinated?
Listen.
No.
Did OJ do it?
No,
did OJ do it?
Yeah, OJ.
He got found not guilty. I'm with that. OJ ain't do it in my eyes. OJ
he wrote a book about it. Say if I would have did it, I would have did it.
He said if I would have did it. He didn't say I did it.
Come on, man.
Nah.
Come on,
nope.
man.
They're not gonna get that out of me.
You believe in your heart of hearts that he vaccinated?
Not today. No, whether I believe he vaccinated or not.
You really rather for your team.
What I'm trying to say is, I don't believe
that right now Tom Brady's saying to get him the fuck out of here.
No, I bet $100 he ain't saying that one.
You don't think he's saying that?
Fuck no. Tom pulled him to the side and said, "You drawing? Why the fuck are you doing that?" He's not a disruption. It's not a disruption.
You know what?
Trust me.
Because if he do it, everybody will start doing it.
It's not a disruption. Everybody's already doing it. Aaron Rodgers already did it, except he didn't have a fake card.
I'm talking about this squad. Under Tom.
No.
Your squad.
No.
Your squad under Tom.
You're not gonna charge my man with that.
Once you get one supporting soldier,
if the glove don't fit, we must have quit, man. The glove don't fit.
But the glove don't fit because they got the fake card.
He didn't submit it to the NFL.
How you know?
Because we don't know. So how you gonna say he did?
So
then what we saying? We both hypothetically speaking.
So where did the
We
story come from?
done. Let's go.
Where did the story come from?
Next time. Because the chef came out and wanted this slander. You know what? He owed the chef $30,000 because Antonio's a nut. He probably owed him $30,000. So now his nut ass want to say what the chef said was the chef said in the summertime I saw one. The chef didn't say I saw him submit to the NFL and take a bet. Right. So what you're doing and I'm doing hypothetically.
Okay.
Next topic.
Right.
So Dante, hold on. So hold on, you Dante.
Got it quick, player.
But I saw you with a fake ID, so.
Nope.
I saw it in the kitchen.
But he's only 20.
He's only 20. He submitted it, right? He submitted that fake ID.
I mean, why he got it?
But we don't know. It don't matter. He used it. But did he use it? Antonio Brown might not have used it. He had one. No, we only one. I got one. I got one.
Because he's only 20.
I got one.
You got a fake one?
I got a fake one.
And guess what? You're not vaccinated.
But I ain't using it though. But I'm not using it. But I got one. I've never submitted it. So he could have one.
You putting all the podcast at risk, cuz.
No, I'm not.
You gonna bring that COVID shit in here.
Yeah, moving on. Moving on. Last week, we had
shout
a
out
big
to the streets
discussion.
of my card.
Yeah.
We had a big discussion about domestic violence.
Big one.
A big one. We closed the show saying, keep your hands to yourself.
Everybody.
Got to.
Now this fool, Zac
Stacy, who helped me win the fantasy league one year, his rookie year,
beat up his baby mom on camera.
Horrible.
In front of, how old the baby? 5 months years old?
Something, yeah, very,
Tyler.
a young Tyler.
And it's like, this brother needs some help. He needs some help, and he might get it in prison.
A lot of
he might get it in prison.
I don't even have the words to kind of even defend anything he did. I don't want to see his point of view. I don't care what she did to him. I mean, smacking her across the face, body slamming her on the ground.
You watched the video?
Then had to pick her up and throw her through the fucking TV on the wall. And then if that wasn't enough, body slander, choke slander, Undertakers, whatever did.
That video looked like when Hawk was beating up Loki.
Right.
Can I ask you something? And I'm definitely never sticking up for anybody doing it like that.
Yeah.
I often wonder with some of these dudes. Do you think the CTE playing an effect with some of these dudes when they do this?
I don't want to say it's CTE, but they're definitely, to be a football player, you got to have a certain amount of rage.
You got to be retarded a little bit. Just a little bit.
Shout out to my son who plays football. I'm not calling him retarded at all.
You're a little crazy. I play football. You're a little pro though. It happens. What?
But how you deal with things. You always had an outlet, right? You always had a vessel. If something pisses you off, on Sundays or when you go to practice, you have a vessel to release the anger to help you calm down. When you get out of the game, especially maybe younger than what he wanted to, because he didn't have a long career, 3-4 years, which is this average NFL span for a running back, right?
Like
a whole bunch of different teams. You know, maybe he just doesn't have that vessel. Maybe he doesn't know. Of course, you know, every woman knows how to push a man's buttons. But to push the buttons enough for you to throw her through the TV that's hanging on the wall, and through your baby's walker or crib or whatever he threw it through, with the kid right there crying in the background.
And then, bro, it was like he was exiting and turned back around.
Came back like he wasn't good enough.
I'm like, dog, like, come on.
He
then when he left, turned around and told the baby, I love you.
You're doing too much. And I kind of
felt crazy.
Right.
I don't know what kind of father she got, a family she come from. That could have been my daughter. That could have been my sister, my cousin. That could have been nothing.
No, he died that night if it was my daughter.
That could have been nothing.
I mean,
you know what I mean? He died that night.
Streets do what they got to do.
Yeah.
The streets got to do what they got to do.
I'm sorry. I don't want to put that, you know, excuse the algorithm YouTube, but certain situations.
Because I know I got 2 daughters. If I would ever see any man.
Bro.
I mean, we just gonna stop it right there.
Bro.
You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my babies. Daddy love you. Daddy always got your back. Keep your hands to yourself. I got 2 sons. I got 2 sons and they know never to put their hands on a woman because no one will want to put their hands on their mom.
Listen, we all flawed. We all men. Every man has made a mistake.
For sure.
But that's a different level.
That's over the line.
That's a different
she
level.
wasn't even fighting back. It was like a full...
It was me beating... He was beating up... It was like beating up a kid.
Crazy.
You know what I mean? That was too much.
And like I say, I don't know if that's the whole video or not, but I didn't see her initiate nothing.
Right.
I didn't see nothing that went on that
would lead to that. Because he just came in the crib on while
again, it's safe to say all of us agree there's nothing that she could have did or said that would have warranted which would happen to her.
None of that.
Hopefully her family and herself recuperates from this, and hopefully he gets the help that he needs foremost too.
Absolutely.
Because the rage that he had when he did that, that's a different level. That's a different level.
Pray for that baby too, because that baby's already being brought into a toxic, hostile environment. But you know,
again, I wasn't giving CT as an excuse. I was just thinking about it because it happens a lot. And some of these athletes might actually have that as a legitimate reason why they do crazy things. Not that, but moving on.
Now, talking about the streets being the streets.
That's what I was about to say. I want to tap on that when you said the word streets.
Yeah, you know, you said the streets going to handle the streets.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Young Dolph.
Young Dolph, Memphis. Shout out, Young Dolph.
Basically, he was in his hood and got gunned down and they going to
a famous cookie spot in his
36 years old.
Memphis.
Now my question to y'all is, how do y'all feel about professional athletes, rappers, anybody that's successful that made it out the hood, returning to the hood, and this type of stuff happens? Like, how y'all feel about it? You go first.
So
you going? Go ahead.
Go ahead.
I mean, with me personally, I'm gonna always go back to that Nip situation. And you know, street guys should know this. Like, you know, there's certain things and there's certain times you can't go back to your own hood. Once you make a certain level of status or a certain level of what you did, you can't go back. And Young Dolph's situation, I know there was rumors about him he's active out here. What the young guys would call active.
Right.
So if you're active, you should never, like Nip, should never be nowhere without the proper security or the proper dudes with you that's got the guns with you that's going to shoot for you.
Right.
Because situations like this, it shouldn't have happened. And like I said, God rest his soul, but if you slipping, they gonna catch you. So you know what you're doing out here. You can't. If I'm up tomorrow, I get 50 mil tomorrow. I'm from West, and I'm from Feltonville.
Yeah.
I'm not going to D.N. Wyoming. I'm not going to 53rd and Wall, 53rd and Market without my team or without the dudes that I know is going to lay somebody down if somebody get active.
Right.
With that being said, I think Young Dolph, like Nip, he slipped a little bit, and he should have been a little bit more cognitive about what he has done and about what's the reality of the world. Because a year ago or so, his car got shot up 100 times.
Yeah.
I dabbled in the streets. I've been through stuff. I've been hit. I'm not moving the same way that I moved before I got hit.
Right.
Once I got hit, I moved different.
Yeah.
You could call me scary how I'm going to move, but I'm never going to get hit again.
Yeah.
Young Dolph should have learned the lesson from the first time.
Yeah.
Again, it's not his fault, but if a street person is watching this, they know what I'm saying.
Right. So my thing is when you coming up, and you did dirt in the street, right? I've never claimed to be a street guy. I know people in the street, been surrounded by the people in the street, been protected by the people in the street. But I never did dirt like that in the street, never claimed to be. But you also got to know that the street beef never dies. No matter how big you get up, no matter how much you make it, if you claim to be active in the street, like you said, he had plenty of beef with other local rappers. Who were the guys?
Like Youngster and Yo Gotti.
Yo Gotti. So there are other huge Memphis artists.
And that's alleged.
It's all alleged. Well, I mean, no, that's not alleged. That's legitimate.
Oh, okay.
They spoke that they had beef, but that being said, whatever Dolph did before he got put on,
right?
if he harms somebody's family, they don't care that you're a big rapper now. They're missing their cousin, they're missing their brother, they're missing their sister, they're missing whoever. So to them, the beef is never over. So my point of view, whether it be a rapper, whether it be an athlete, whether it be a musician, rock star, whoever it may be, you can help where you're from. You can always go back to show people there's a way out, but you can't move the same way that you did when you go out. Like, my personal opinion, I hate that he's gone, right? There's too many young rappers, he's a father at first, right? Young Dolph is a father, he's a husband, he has 2 beautiful kids. I'm glad that on social media they're showing the pictures of how much he was really in his kids' lives, because too many times you see the money phone, the getting high, all this stuff. We've seen plenty of pictures with him and his kids, and he loved being a family man, and he loved being a father, right? So you just have to move, right? We talked about it last week with the sports when we were talking about rugs. You gotta have people around you. You make enough money that you can show love to your hood, but you don't have to be in your hood. Mm-hmm. You don't have to live every day and it's not gonna ruin your street cred. Everyone knew Dolph that was active in Memphis, knew he was legit. Go send your man to get your cookies. You don't have to go get your cookies yourself. You can post the store on your Instagram to your millions of followers if you want to show love to the cookie store that looked out for you all the time you're growing up.
Uber Eats.
Right.
Bro, come on, man.
Like, you pulling up to the cookie store in your Lambo, and you know the type of part of Memphis that you're from gets lit like that. Like, if you know the streets, you know how Memphis get down. I lived in Charlotte for 8 years, where they shot them up 100 times, right? So I know how Memphis people get down. I know people from Memphis. They don't care about anything, right? They real active.
But you know what?
And the hood's gonna be the hood no matter where you're from. It's about how you gotta move. So I hate that Young Dolph had to go that way, but you can't always live the persona forever.
You gotta remember, man, no matter what, you got a life before that rap, before you became an NFL star, NBA star, you got a life after that. And Pac said it best. Some buck that you roughed up way back, coming back after all these years.
Correct.
It don't have to be nothing he did yesterday, last year, or nothing. You said in the beginning, if you down my brother 10 years ago and I just came home from jail and I see you up and I caught you slipping at that cookie store.
Shit, I could have been 7, 8 years old when you killed my brother. I'm 18, 19 now.
But you gotta respect. That's what I always tell people. You gotta respect the streets and you gotta respect your enemy. You gotta respect their resume, respect the craft. Everybody's not a sucker. Everybody's not soft. You understand what I'm saying? So if you know you're going through something with somebody that's known to get busy, you can't slip.
And me personally, I just think your success is more of an incentive for somebody to kill you.
It is.
That's really what I think. I think if he,
especially in like Memphis,
I think he probably wouldn't have.
If he was average Dirty Tyree from down 13th Street, he'd still be alive.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
For sure.
But you young Dolph, and you, like you said, the Lambo. Oh, there he go.
There he is. You know he coming to get them 3 chocolate cookies.
So like supposedly, I seen this little theory that was going on today.
Right.
So supposedly, like some dude or a girl went live on Instagram at like 2.5K views because he was at a gas station with his car. So and like the person that was viewing him like wasn't a big person, So he's getting people from all over the world viewing his story. And people are saying that's
how they knew
he was buying cookie.
That's how they got the drop on.
So
and social media don't help these dudes. You know what I'm saying?
So that's what I've been seeing that
could very well be
started
true.
It. So
his ops probably didn't know over here that this girl goes live. There goes the car. Ops say, "Hey, I'm around the corner."
I know they go to the cookie spot.
Load up. And
and they ain't come with nothing light.
And I saw some of the footage.
The Wobo had the Draco.
Yeah, they got busy.
Yeah,
they came in for
so
a reason.
They probably okay, well, you know what I'm saying? Let's take a guess. He might be here. You're gonna wait for him.
But I say that to say this: the way they came, he should have known he had a beef. You understand what I'm saying?
Well, I mean,
you ain't get hit 3 times. No. What they came for, what they did
the
just
first
now.
time then they lit you up with 100.
You know what's going on. So again, like I said, God rest his soul. It's not his fault. I feel bad, but he slipped. And the problem with a lot of dudes is they get caught lacking, man. Like these young boys say, you lacking, and these young boys, the streets gotta eat, man.
Because one of the realest thing I ever heard. The area that they tried to get them at in Charlotte was 3 blocks away from the Hornets arena. And there's nothing but police. It's an upscale community where they lit him up with 100. It's not. He wasn't in the hood when they had 100.
So you know they want to kill you, cuz?
They was coming full. They didn't care that the cops was around. They didn't care that it was. I'm talking about like Center City area, right? Like you imagine 100 rounds going off on 16th and Market.
Because
You know what I'm saying? Like they didn't care. They was trying to light him up.
What we always say when we hear somebody got hit 12 times, what he do, right?
Yeah.
What he do,
What he do, right?
Because it wasn't a straight.
What he do, man?
Mhm.
Like, you know what I'm saying? You don't get shot 2-3 times, the argument happens.
Yeah.
You get hit anything more than 5, what you do?
Yeah.
Or how scared was that man of you?
Correct.
And you know, that's how it goes, man.
Rest in peace,
Rest in
Dolph.
peace.
Rest in peace, young Dolph.
Our
man.
prayers go, especially goes to his kids. Our
Kids,
prayers go
man.
to his kids.
Sure.
Me
His
personally,
mother.
because I'm just from Feltonville and I'm just a barber and I don't go back down there unless I'm giving back. Like
Right.
charity events,
Mhm.
stuff giving back to the kids, free lunches, that type of stuff. That I just feel like it's not really worth taking a risk being in these areas, yo. It's just really not. It's not
Any
worth it.
athletes out there that watch it, man, listen, have one of your homies do your work. I understand you might want a cheesesteak from around the way or whatever, but have the homie go get the cheesesteak and make sure you can continue to support your family and be the breadwinner for the crew.
Let me piggyback on that. Any athletes or rappers, you know your past. You know what you have done. So don't let nothing, you know what you've done and you know what you do outside of these lights and cameras, so move accordingly.
Right.
That's the realest.
And not,
how
even,
it go.
not even just if you're doing it, the people that's in your squad.
Hey, know your
they
team.
moving goofy.
Know your team.
You got to be careful.
Know your
Because
personnel.
A person hit you because they want your man.
Yes, sir.
It's weird.
Know your personnel.
So you got to really. I just feel bad that we lost another.
Yeah.
Young black soldier, young black
person,
king, young male, regardless of race, to gun violence.
Yeah, the gun violence.
Talk about moving goofy. What's up with your man? AC get fined again? Your boy Ben Simmons getting fined again?
So I'm getting tired of y'all keep coming to me with Ben Simmons.
I mean, you said you the light skinned representative.
but
right?
anything light skinned, you know, he's been kicked out, excommunicated, whatever
Okay.
word you want to use out
Okay.
of the light skinned community. But yeah, man, he's starting his antics again, man. He at first he was acting like an a-hole, and they were finding him. Then he decided I'm gonna work a little bit and do what y'all say, and then.
Right.
Decide that I'm not going to disclose certain information. Bottom line is this:
But that's what I'm talking about disclosing something, right? Because that's like if I'm in a car accident, my lawyer's going to tell me to go to rehab.
Yeah.
My rehab person sends everything that's going on in rehab to my lawyer so they can submit it to the courts to show that I'm really hurt.
Yeah.
How does he figure that he's going to, not submit nothing about what's going on?
I don't. Again, I'm going to.
Law says to how he-
I'm at Clutch Sports.
Ruining the basketball.
Listen, whoever representing him is killing him.
It's
Rich
like
Paul.
weird.
Yeah.
But Rich Paul's with Adele now, so you know.
I mean,
He lost in the
You
sun.
don't have LeBron. You don't have LeBron.
Rich Paul been rolling in the deep right now.
Yeah,
you know what
he
I'm saying?
is, but-
Adele done lost all the weight.
I mean,
She
he out
good
there, he
now.
out there practicing at St. Joe's like every day. How are you
Yeah.
mentally stable enough to practice with St. Joe's basketball team, but you can't practice
With
with
your own.
Sixers?
It's weird, man.
Crazy, man.
I just think that he's making all the wrong moves, but you know, I agree with the Sixers is doing. And again, I'm one of those that's willing to let this go a little bit longer, let him suffer.
December 15th.
We're gonna see.
Once more players available to be traded.
I-
Because it's hurting right now. Because without Joe, well, you know, with the Sixers being ravaged by COVID,
And no defense.
no defense out there. Joe's not there. Thibault's not there. You got $35 million just sitting on the side. Again, the depth that the team needs is sitting on the side. You can't continue to let this thing go further and further. It's a detriment to the rest of the players on the team.
You heard it here first. Don't be surprised if this goes longer than December 15th.
I mean, I can dig it.
Because I really think, you know, they got their foot in the mud and they saying what they doing. And Ben Simmons is trying everything
But I'm going to tell you
to
something.
get paid and not play.
The light skin power in the league has a balance.
Hey, listen, man.
Curry is balling for every light skinned boy. I'm like, come on, man. And he got peasy hair to be light skinned boy.
Come on. That beard not
He got peasy hair to be a
That
light
beard
skinned
not
boy.
connected,
But listen,
right.
when I saw him in Brooklyn and I saw them screaming MVP in front of peasy headed Kev,
Yeah, how
I'm
about
like,
that?
whoa.
Yeah.
And Freeway Harden.
But bro, I'm just really on the type of time. Like I told y'all last week, like I'm scared of Golden State. I'm
told
scared
you.
of them, yo.
And HU was like, you know, the word on the street was they wasn't really playing.
Well, they
somebody.
played somebody.
They playing some people.
They
now.
playing
That's
somebody.
what I was
They
telling
playing
you.
some people now.
Well, I ain't got nothing to say now. They play
But
somebody.
you know, if you're KD, how mad are you at Kyrie though? Like you done sold out. You know, you done trusted this man to get you to come to Brooklyn. We're gonna build a super team, and now you want to be voice of the people and not play the game.
Yeah, but still, how lucky are you to still have James Harden? So, you know, get over that Kyrie and move forward
But
with
the
James.
Kyrie thing though,
But not when you invested the entire team into 3 players.
I get that.
And one of the 3 is not there.
I understand
now I
that
want to
part.
pose y'all a different question now.
Yeah.
Do you think that was arrogance on Kevin Durant's part because you saw what Kyrie did to LeBron?
Right. Of course it was. They thought they had a better relationship.
Okay.
They thought they were better than
Okay.
that. Right? We all know that Kyrie was trying to get out of LeBron's shadow because he wanted to run his own
They
team.
forgot the one comment for Kyrie's return. So it's
He's-
like,
yeah,
he's a little slow.
No, this is what I
He's a
want to
little
say.
off.
I'm gonna
I'm
say
sorry, he's
something.
off.
I won't even say that he's off.
He's
I
different.
Think,
He's just weird.
I think that he's so into his thoughts and his processes and stuff like that. It's a detriment to the team.
He has a bunch of individual thoughts, and he's an individual person, which is fine. But your career is a team sport, right? It kind of goes into what I was saying with Ben. That's how I tie it together. Like, you have to sacrifice some of your individual thought process or your individual goals to make the team work, right? And Kyrie is so far out on that individualistic thought process of flat Earth, flat moon, flat Earth thought process.
Hey, man, the Earth might be flat.
Last time I checked.
But I agree with you because I feel like I'm gonna give you another example.
Yeah.
Muhammad Ali.
Yeah.
He stood for a lot of things, but when he went to jail, who was he hurting?
Only
himself.
I mean,
But
I want to
he
use the
didn't
word.
play
I want
team
to
sport
use the word hurt. That's what I was. I want to use the word hurt.
Yeah.
It only affected him
Right.
and maybe his.
Right. If he was standing firm in his religious beliefs, which is all
You know what
great,
I'm saying? I kinda
you went
feel
to
like his
prison
team
because you
was
dodged
different.
draft. The only one that was affected by your decisions was you. Now,
And
of
your
course,
fa-
it's
and your family, yeah.
Right. But it was just you. You didn't cause the team to not have a starting power forward anymore, or you didn't have a starting point guard. You just stood in your beliefs, which is fine. But it didn't affect nobody because you were pretty much as a boxer, independent contractor. You know what I'm saying?
Because I have a lot of friends
Great
that are supporting Kyrie, especially with the vaccine issue.
Yeah.
We talked about that.
And that's fine.
They really supporting him, but I'm like, dude, like.
You only allow 15 players on the team. You only allowed a certain amount of money. You make 24% of their salary cap.
Yeah, of the money. Yeah.
You're tying it up to where now they have no depth. Now they have no bench to get through the long regular season, which is kind of my thing with Ben Simmons. You can't just have $36 million sitting on the side doing nothing in the NBA where you have a hard salary cap.
But again, whether you disagree or not, man, you either stand for something or you fall for anything. So whatever lane he want to stand on, whatever choice he do, I understand how it may be affecting
Well, then retire. Retire so the Brooklyn Nets can move on.
I mean, but he don't have to. He don't really have to because they still cutting the check. So
Right.
if I took that stance, the hell, if I'm retired, cut my check. I got my beliefs, and you gonna still cut this check. I'm not saying he's right because I don't want to make this.
Are they finding him? Are they finding him like they find Ben every time?
I don't know. See, I don't know what he's doing.
Right.
As it be,
Well, nothing.
It's not wrong.
He can't be in the facility.
Yeah, but it's not like Ben is like saying I'm not like he could be if the laws and everything changed or whatever. Ben is defiantly saying I ain't.
I think they're going to amend it.
If they
he's going to fuck it and
He
fine.
needs to hope that the rest
Now-
of New York gets vaccinated so they can lessen the laws and he can come back
Well,
into the facility.
if you did a little research, they said the mayor that's going in, that just got newly elected,
Okay.
is cool with his folks, cool with Kyrie, and supposedly there's a little backdoor thing that he's supposed to be going to lift that mandatory vaccination
Okay.
thing in New York, which will let Kyrie play. So let's look out for that because he gets inaugurated in January.
Okay.
So let's see how that plays out. That's something that I heard. It let me know because he might got to tie in with the mayor. If the mayor lifts this, he's cool.
But I'm going to say this.
If he doesn't, then let's start
If
fighting.
it start affecting his pockets, I'll see how serious he is about being vaccinated.
Right,
And that's
right.
my opinion.
And it has,
You know what I'm
it
saying?
has.
And
Now
that's
you said
affecting his
that they
pockets.
might let him back in January. And we talk about coming back. Your boy Cam is back. We talked about it last week.
I'm back.
I'm
back.
He's back.
Hey, I don't care if it was a half a yard touchdown. He's
Bruh,
back, baby.
he was 3 for 4 for 8 yards.
What was the score?
Right, they stopped him. But
the
PJ Walker also lit him up too.
What was the score?
Right? I don't even know, 31-7.
Threw a pick.
He threw through a pick. I mean, you have more opportunity to throw a pick if you're PJ Walker if you're doing more of the work. They brought Cam in the 2-yard line and say, hey, look, we know you're still 6'5" and 240. Go run around the edge.
Cam is not gonna make a difference down there. He should have went to Pittsburgh.
Listen.
He's not a quarterback
Listen,
at all.
listen.
We'll see this week.
We'll see this
He's
week.
going to start this
We'll
week.
see this week.
Let's see him throw the
We'll
ball.
see this week.
He was 3 for 4 for 8 yards, bro. I can throw for 8 yards in the NFL.
Well, you say he's not a quarterback.
He's not a
You
quarterback.
think there's 32 other quarterbacks better than him?
32.
32 other ones?
Yeah.
Yes.
You
I
think-
said he's not a starting
How
quarterback.
about this? You think it's 27 other quarterbacks starting
Better
better than him?
than Cam.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So the quarterback for the New York Jets is
I
better
don't
than
know
him?
how much time we have on this camera, but we can go team for team and name their starting quarterback.
They
And
better
I'll
than
tell
Cam.
you, they're a better quarterback, not an athlete, not a weapon, if they're a better quarterback than Cam Newton. And I'll stand on that till the day.
You know what? We're gonna revisit this topic. If he comes out this week and win, I'm no fan.
I'm not talking about winning.
He don't gotta win. I just want to see if he competitive.
I am no fan of Cam Newton for the Carolina Panthers. I'm a Tampa Bay Bucks fan, but I believe he's better than 27 starting quarterbacks in the NFL now. So with that being said, let's see what he does this week. Get a full game because he's supposed to start, right?
Rivera said that all signs are pointing to him starting, but they're going to get both quarterbacks ready.
Okay.
I wonder why.
Okay, so
I wonder why.
Okay.
What that mean?
Okay.
Huh?
No,
I'm sorry, Matt Rule. Matt Rule. I'm sorry.
So with that being said,
but they're playing Washington.
with that being said, we'll come back and revisit this exact conversation next week because then I want to know who these 27 quarterbacks that are better than him.
I want to get your opinion on something else though. Breaking news. Down with Philly, because since you talking about the young Dolph situation, you're going to be allowed to purchase a gun without a license to carry now and carry.
Really? So we're
Pennsylvania.
becoming Pittsburgh.
No, not just
right?
Philly, Pennsylvania. That's a PA state law.
Okay, so we are now Pennsylvania.
No, we becoming Texas.
How y'all feel about that?
That's horrible to me.
Texas.
See, because I come, when I moved down to Charlotte, I try to tell people, they were like, "What's Philly like?" I said, "Philly is its own place, and the rest of the state is like Kentucky."
So how you feel about it? E? Like you with it? You against
No,
it?
I'm totally against it. I don't see why regular people need AKs and ARs on the street.
See, every time I got in trouble was for a gun. That's just me because it's a lot going on here.
Yeah, I think that.
I don't feel safe.
I get self protection, but I'm telling you, most of these guns
No,
were made for military purposes.
Let me stop you
Right?
for a second. No, you're gonna go too far. Only reason I say that is because the law was passed for PA that can carry concealed weapons. You can't carry concealed AR-15 and M16. So
why not?
But no, they made an itsy bitsy AR now.
Let's solve off.
Let's get into the specifics because I think I'm being real. If we read into the details, I'm thinking they mean handguns. I don't think they mean rifles. So with that, how do you feel about them allowing you to carry concealed handguns? It's a difference between a rifle and a handgun.
I have no problem with Americans being able. I have no problem with Americans being able to purchase guns. I feel like there needs to be very strict gun laws for you to get one. Because again, I lived in Charlotte for 8 years. We literally walked into a gun expo at 2:10 on a Saturday afternoon, and his mom walked out with a gun at 2:35 in the afternoon. No paperwork. And we're talking about Charlotte.
I love America.
I mean,
Yeah, me too.
you know what I'm saying? Now, there's no issues. She has no criminal history, so she would pass any test.
Yeah.
But the fact that we can walk into a traveling gun expo, right? They just go from different
state,
different county to county, and open up and sell it. And
Can I
have
ask
a gun
you
expo for
something?
the weekend. Yeah.
I'm gonna take it. I'm not saying you're against what I'm getting ready to say. I'm gonna take it a little bit left.
Mhm.
So I'm not gonna say I'm against this law. I'm gonna say this. There's some people who made a mistake when they was younger, whatever, got locked up, can't get a gun for whatever reason. They 20 years removed from the streets. They can't get a gun to protect themselves. Is it fair for the guys who had the legit permit, who did the right thing, and these knuckleheads on the street to be more strapped up than this guy? Like, shouldn't he be allowed to be able to get a gun and protect himself? I'm not saying be a fool. I'm not saying pull it out on everybody. But right now, the laws are restricting. All right, for example, my man been booked. Like he said, all his trouble come from gun charges, right? He's not no street dude. He's made a mistake. He's been arrested. They not trying to give him a gun to protect himself with a family. Everything that's going on in this city, all these bodies dropping, I can't protect myself. So now, he like me. I come from the theory I'd rather be caught with it than without it.
Right.
So whatever's going to happen is going to happen. But I shouldn't be subjected to that.
I just told you I have them in my house.
I
just let you know.
But I also know that you probably don't got an extensive criminal record or nothing that
I don't.
Nothing that would stop you from getting
nothing
a gun. So I think that it's unfair that my man can't protect himself.
Okay.
And they want to make this law. I think that law should be, leaning to guys like him, responsible gun owners, not the 20-year-old on the corner on 60th for Cumberland who want to have the strap and say, now I'm going to bust your ass, I can carry it.
Yeah.
But they gotta fix that law a little bit because you letting everybody, now it's going to be okay corral. But I think you're making the fight even. If you got a knife, I got a knife. I'm okay with it because now it's going to be even. I go down to the street, we go down the street and go get something to eat. There's 13 young boys. Out of them 13 young boys, 4 strapped to the T. I ain't got nothing because the law say I can't.
I'm 45. I've been robbed at gunpoint 3 times in Philly.
Okay.
I'm happy to be here. I don't care. I'll go to jail. I'm carrying a gun. Right. It is what it is with me.
I've been shot 7 times. I'm carrying. It is what it is.
Yeah, I just coming like I said, living in the South for so long, I just seen how easy it is for unstable people to get their hands on guns. Now, of course, you can still get them on the street. Yada yada.
Right.
I'm not saying you can't say every way is perfect, right? The way you described it, young guy made a mistake. You know, you guys you should have it now, responsible, so on and so forth. Everyone can't fit perfectly into every category.
Right.
I'm just saying the fact that you could just walk into any like Walmart willy nilly, grab you a 30 buck and walk right out.
Yeah.
That's where the issues that I have it, right?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Of course, if you were able to pass the guidelines and all that stuff, then of course you should have one. You are an American. Your American right is to defend yourself and defend your home. I get that. I'm just saying, lessening the rules. That's what I'm worried about.
You feel like it's creating more chaos?
A little bit.
It could.
Like, and types of weapons that you can have in your home. Like I get the some of the rifles are for hunting, and that's an American thing, and so on and so forth. But when you're talking about you got lines of military style weapons in your crib for what? You're not shooting a deer with that. Because if you shoot a deer with an AK-47,
you can't even eat it.
This shit's splattered. You know what I'm saying? There's no need.
Yeah.
And if some people say, well, what if the government come to try to overrun us? Guess what? If the government is coming down your street to take over your block, they're coming with tanks, and your AK-47 is not going to do nothing anyway.
Yeah, but you still got the right to defend yourself.
You can defend yourself, but you ain't going to defend yourself with that.
It's not. Listen, if I got a 22, I'm busting this thing. I don't care if you
right.
got it. You got a 10, I'm shooting. I understand, but guess what? I'm going to go out in a blaze of glory.
That's fine.
That's all right.
And then just one
That's
body.
okay.
You know what I'm saying?
But the story going to be, I let that 22 go.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
and that's the mentality of some
I'm
people.
I'm at the door too with mine.
But listen, that's the mentality of some people. That's why I think that you're right. This law is dangerous, but with some revisions and some smart responsibility, I think it should be done.
I just want stricter gun laws for people to be able to get.
I don't think that my man should be hampered 20 years removed from his last crime. He should be able to have a gun. So they gotta loosen up some kind of laws.
Okay.
Because not everybody, oh well, you sold that application is crazy because I don't know if you ever read it. That thing is retarded. And some of the things they ask you, he sold a drug. He got caught. Okay. 20 years later.
See, that's my problem. All my offenses are from 20 years ago.
Correct.
And I'm still getting denied. I'm like, y'all still punish me for stuff that I did when I was 20 years old.
Change, man. Gives back to the community now.
Every business I'm in is a cash business. So
he's
like,
giving
I gotta
back to
walk
the community, but the cops don't
biting
care.
my nails. No, I'm not doing that.
Again, nothing's
I'm not
perfect.
doing
I just say it's perfect.
But like
I'm just all for stricter gun laws to be able to purchase guns.
But that's why I said we got to ease them because, like he said, at the end of the day, I know my man not walking around not strapped. We're not going. It is what it is. So they got to loosen the law so he won't be punished at 45 years old. Who's a barber and a podcaster.
Not every rule is perfect. I get it.
Nah,
you know
you're
what I'm
right.
saying?
Absolutely. We definitely all agree on that.
So we can't shoot next week. It's your fault, eh?
Yeah.
Listen, I'm showing up. I'm showing up. You feel me?
Nigga didn't doubt me that.
I'm shooting one way or the other. You feel me? I'm showing up next week.
Yeah, but outside of the young Dolph situation, the Philly gun situation, I gotta bust y'all balls about Jalen because Jalen played good Sunday.
Okay, he did. Why did he play good?
They ran the ball.
Okay.
But we said that week one.
We're taking the ball out of his hand, though.
Well, them running the ball is a different what? What's the word y'all want to use? It starts with an S and ends with an E. Alright.
Right, different scheme.
But that's what I'm saying.
Why you wait this long?
Why?
Why you wait this long?
Oh, I can tell you why. Because the first couple weeks they seen that he can't handle throwing the weight of the game can't be on his shoulders yet. So we had to take the responsibility.
They ain't know that through the offseason.
You gotta see what you got.
Football coach, right? Football coach, right?
Absolutely.
Football coach.
Oh, sure.
How does the pass game open up?
Through the run.
All right.
No, that's old school. No, now the run game opens up to the pass.
Was he running an RPO or was he just running an R? Because there was no RPO.
There's not a lot of RPO.
It was a run go. It was an R go, right?
Look.
There was no RPO.
He is showing growth. He was showing growth in certain areas of quarterback play. I'll give it to you. He is absolutely showing growth. He's making some throws from the pockets, right? He's standing there. He's not jetting out.
He showed a lot more comfortability this week because they gave him
he was.
He's second coming
You
to
got boys
McNabb.
dropping touchdown passes.
Second coming to McNabb.
You got boys dropping touchdown
Because
passes.
in the second half, we only do the ball 3 times.
Because they ain't had to do
This is
that.
what I want to see.
You ain't had to do
Alright,
that.
let's
I
Listen,
want
second half was
to
clock management.
see him play in a game where the running game is not working against a top tier
He gonna handle it.
and see how he performs.
He gonna handle like McNabb did.
Here you go. You're not even a McNabb fan.
But I ain't going front though.
You're not even a McNabb fan.
But no,
so
but
stop.
out of the 27 quarterbacks that's in the league, how many of them play well when the run game ain't working?
A good amount of them.
Only 7.
A good amount of
Only
them.
7.
Come on, yo.
Only 7.
You were talking
Only
about
7.
any dudes that you talking about was in the league.
Right. No, you're right. So
Any of them.
A sport
Only
has to
seven.
be.
Any of them.
Your sport has to be balanced. And I'm telling you, he's showing growth.
So my problem is that you still defending this lame ass coach for not making this adjustment in week 3
Thank
and making
you,
it
and
in week
I've been
8.
saying this.
That's all I'm saying. You defending him still.
You defending him.
You won't
We
say.
can play the take back.
You blaming Jalen. You blaming Howie. The coach is he's a high school coach, man. He's a
So wait. He realized what he was calling wasn't working.
why now? Where was you at week
Because
3?
they were trying to see what he got in
Why
the
do it
quarterback.
take 3 weeks? You had preseason, you had offseason, you had tape. You're a coach. It shouldn't take.
Really?
Yes.
Really? Oh,
Yes.
wait. Are we
Okay.
really going to count?
I'm going
Are we
there.
going to count when Dolph fucking
I'm
played?
going there when we're in the NFL and you have the
Okay.
resources he has. You knew what you had before you took the job. You've seen tapes on this board. Everybody done talked about this board. NFL quarterbacks and former quarterbacks have made comments. And it took you to week 7, 8 to make these adjustments. A real coach would have been had a balanced running game. Should have been did it.
Okay.
Shouldn't take
I'm
this
not
long.
saying
That's
you're wrong.
football
But guess
101,
what?
yo.
That's why he's out of here this year. I'm taking my stance.
Is Jalen still throwing the one side of the field?
No.
Yes, he is.
He threw a touchdown to number 6 on the right side of the field.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
Yeah,
You know
on the
that
right
move?
side.
And then he threw a touchdown to number
Time out.
that dropped the ball
You said
on the
number
left side
6.
of the field.
Both of Devontae Smith was up. He rolled to his right. Soup. Don't do this.
You don't do it, nigga. Don't watch the whole game.
Soup.
You don't do it.
The first touchdown that he called over Patrick Surtain, he rolled to the right and threw it deep right.
Okay.
The second touchdown.
What about the one that was dropped? That was on the left
West
side.
was to the left, but guess
Thank
what?
you. That's it.
Hold on, no, you can't say hold on.
That was a touchdown.
Because that was the first
Hold on,
read.
wait, when this happened,
That was the first
that was on the
read.
left side of the-
That
that
was
was
the first read.
That was on the
That
left
wasn't
side.
Jalen's fault.
That was on the left side.
It was not
That was a
Jalen's
touchdown.
fault. But what I'm saying is it was
At
the
the end of the
first
half.
read of the play.
At the end of the half.
It was the first read of the play.
But all right,
No,
we
we talking about
agree
reads.
with the first
Hold on,
read?
we talking about reads. We talking about sides of the field.
Both. You got to be able to do it all as a
but can we
quarterback.
agree though? He didn't check down and run this time.
What do you mean he led the team in rushing this
Well,
week?
because usually he
That
would
boy dropped the touchdown
Yes.
before on the other side of the
You
field.
keep missing what I'm saying, Sue. It was a great throw to the left side of the field. Sure. Absolutely.
Thank you.
But what I'm saying is
Thank you.
that was read 1. That he didn't have to look the safety off. He didn't have to look to the other side and come back to the left.
That's a different argument.
No, it's not. It's the quarterback
That's a different
play.
argument. No, you
It's
said
playing
you
quarterback.
said he's still throwing on one side of the field.
He is.
He
So he
threw
played
touchdowns on both sides.
He played the whole game making 1 read. You said right?
1 and 2 reads. That's all he did.
Was he successful?
Absolutely.
So what we talking about?
What are we talking about? We talking about him not being a real.
He don't have to go to the
quarterback.
second
He was
read.
successful against the team that gave the Dallas Cowboys a donut.
Donut.
When it mattered, right?
Jalen Hurts is the second coming to Donovan McNabb. I said it first. Get the boy a chance. It's the coach's fault.
I don't take nothing you got to say because your team just lost to the Redskins, man.
That's
We gonna get out of
okay.
here.
That's okay. That's all right.
Unless y'all got anything else to say, I'm ending this on a high note.
Listen,
Oh, good.
next week we'll be back with this Cam Newton thing. Because I need fans. I want y'all to, in the comment box, please tell me 27 tell me 15 quarterbacks, starting quarterbacks in the NFL right now that's better than Cam Newton. Please put that in the comments.
Real quick before we close out, Tay, give me a prediction for the Saints-Eagles game.
31-21 Eagles.
So what you want to take, the over or the under?
Under.
Under?
I'll take the under.
Good defense?
Yeah, both.
That's a
Jalen Hurts
solid
actually
pick.
played great against the Saints.
Say that again. He did what?
Played great against the Saints.
Who played great?
And won. And beat
No, but who played? I hear you.
Oh, Jalen Hurts.
Oh, all right.
And they were the number 1 defense.
So with that being said,
That was the first game, right? No one had no tape on. No one had no tape on.
Hey,
so
like, subscribe,
with that being
comment.
said, yeah.
And remember, guys who watch this, females who watch this, please in the comments put 15 quarterbacks that's better than Cam Newton. See y'all next week.
Everybody, when you angry, keep your hands to yourself.
Keep your hands to yourself. R.I.P. to everybody that we lost.
All my athletes, all my street guys, man, know what y'all doing. Keep your eyes open. Have security. Call the cops. Do whatever. Y'all worth too much to be out here.